Hi there, this is Karen Corcoran-Hull from Tarabiz Candela and clientmarketingsolutions.com. This is June's newsletter video. Rather than writing out posts, etc., I decided that this month we're going to start doing a monthly newsletter video, and it'll be full of, very quickly, but full of great tips on what's currently happening with businesses in Spain, legalities, accounts, etc., and also to inform you about how to avoid the possible fines, because there's a lot of things happening at the moment. June and July are two very busy months, so this is June's newsletter. So with no further ado, let's get in and get on. There are several things that we're doing at the moment that you need to be aware of. That the paperwork that's obligatory at the moment is the rent or the personal tax. We're talking about tax residents, obviously, here in Spain. So this is the month for doing your individual tax return and also your wealth tax if you have a lot of money, a lot of properties, a lot of assets here in Spain. So those are two things that you need to be getting yourself sorted out with. The deadlines are around the 25th of this month, so get that sorted, get that organised. Okay, that's a call out for any of my lovely clients that still haven't brought all their paperwork in. July is a very big month in that we have, again, business tax returns to have to be presented and paid by the 20th of July. And it's the big month for corporate tax. The Impuesto Sociedades has to be paid and presented if fitting. You have to make payments, or you could be getting a rebate for your company tax. And that's by the 25th of July. So July is a very busy month as well. So bear that in mind. Don't leave it till the last minute. If you have company tax to pay, find out now and plan the payments, because this oftentimes is what a lot of people give us feedback. We didn't know. Right, well, at the beginning of the year, you should have your figures for last year, etc. Anyway, I go off on a tangent. This is a newsletter, not an explanation of the system of taxes. Let me just have a deck up my cheat sheet here. So that's what's up currently as far as June and July, the work that has to be done for businesses and professionals here in Spain. What I wanted also to inform you about is what's currently happening, what's new at the moment, and the prevention measures. So there's a couple of big pain areas that we're seeing, possible huge fines. One of them, the first that I'm going to talk about, is the vivienda vacacional, which is quite a mouthful to say first thing in the morning, the holiday lets in the Canary Islands. The legislation for the last few years has been changed. The Canarian government have approved stuff, then they've been called in by the Spanish Nationals government in Madrid, etc. But currently, the dust seems to be settling, and the big thing here is that currently there's a 600k fine for those owners of properties in in the Canary Islands that do not have the VV plaques applied for and the permits conceded by the Canarian government. This is very, very important that you get this sorted, and it's not like it was before. Okay, so at the moment it's relatively easy, and we're providing two solutions to avoid these huge fines. Okay. The first solution is what we call our DIY product, so that we basically give you a series of steps and forms that you need to fill in, give you a guideline for that. Okay, so that's why it's DIY. You do it yourself, or the VIP, which is we do it all for you. Okay, so if you're interested in avoiding the possible 600k fine for renting out your property for weeks, for a couple of months on Airbnb, on booking.com, etc., just directly on your own little web or whatever you've created for your properties here in the Canary Islands, and you haven't legalized or don't know if you're 100% legal on that, contact us, okay? And we will certainly help you with that, either the DIY product or the VIP, which we do it all for you. The second area that we're talking about this month on the newsletter video is something that worries me greatly. We do a lot of payroll accountancy, and we're seeing that the work inspectors, from May 2019, it's now obligatory to have all of your workers signing in and signing out, not just when they start their day and when they finish their day, but also their breaks, their scheduled breaks or rest breaks, okay, as they go through their day. Every worker has got to sign in and sign out for all of this daily. If an inspector comes in and catches you with, say you've got 6 workers and 3 of your workers don't actually have it signed, they haven't signed in, signed out, they haven't get that up to date. It's unfortunately your responsibility, and the fine of €6,000 per worker. In other words, you have 3 workers that haven't signed in, signed out, you don't have the tally, you don't have the rotas signed in, signed out on a daily basis, and you haven't kept those. From May 2019, we have to keep up to 4 years records of this. What I'm finding, and I hold my hand up on this, my own staff, I've looked for a solution for myself, because I always say I've got to try something out before I can offer it to other people. So I thought, let's go back to the old-fashioned way, at least in the UK, where we had the old machines where you clocked in and clocked down. So I have looked for a provider of a machine which is literally a small, tiny little gadget that you can put on your wall in your locale, and all of your staff literally sign in, sign out with their finger. It's the fingerprint recognizable. So this is going to cost from €250 a one-off payment, and you literally, if you have an inspection, all the inspector does is come in with a USB, plonk that into your little machine and just copy all of the data. It's going to be so much easier, and it will avoid these fines, because it's €6,000 per worker starting from. And the interpretation, as you know, with the Spanish authorities, with Spanish institutions, they pull the bunny rabbit out of the hat, but they don't always provide clarity about the process. And this is what we're seeing, is that we've had a couple of inspections, and although the clients have had from us their sheets and they've been signed out, they didn't like the particular, in one case, that the inspector in Santa Cruz didn't like the format. And what we allegated was, hey guys, there is no official format. So because of this interpretation possibility, depending if you have a nice inspector or a horrible inspector, depending on their interpretation, you could still get a fine. So this is why I worry, because not all of my staff on a daily basis are signing in and signing out, and I'm not going to be there with a whip hanging over me. So on the door when they come in, fingerprint; when they leave when they leave for their lunch, fingerprint; when they come back from the lunch, fingerprint; and when they leave, fingerprint. And that's it. They don't have to be holding up pieces of paper. We don't have to be scanning. It's a beautiful solution. If you have, for example, sales guys or drivers, if you have that type of business, this will also work, because there's an app that you can download on their phones, and you can basically, with the GPS system, you can know where your people are at, and when they've signed in and when they've signed out, and again, that's kept on the machine for 4 years. So it's a beautiful solution. So we've talked about the 2 solutions of 2 big worry areas as far as fines are concerned. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about in this newsletter video for the month of June 2019 is the following. Ta-da! I am so pleased to announce that although we have been, after 25 years of experience, helping thousands of business owners and property owners here in Spain over the last 25 years, I've been doing, for the last couple, I've been doing what I call systems audits, okay? And also what I would call business and life plans, helping business owners and professionals get the clarity about what their accounts are, not just that they pay more or less tax, but that they have systems in place so that they can actually learn to delegate, they can know their own figures, they do not have fear around their own money, and that they actually do make money, a good living from their business. Because at the end of the day, we may not go into business just to make money, but a lot of people are living their passion within their businesses, but they are frustrating themselves, they're struggling, they're going under because they don't have that support and that system. And as a tax accountant over these 25 years, I've been little by little filtering these things in subtly, or sometimes not so subtle. I'm Northern Irish after all. So I decided about 2 years ago to start producing a system, like a product or a little booklet that people could follow, and that I could actually do preparation based on their individual business to help them get the clarity about what do I want in 5 years' time, where do I want to be in 5 years' time with this business. If I decide in 5 years' time to sell this business on, what will it be worth? Can I prove that? So all of these, together with creating an operations manual, talking and creating systems around, the staff, the staffing, just the whole attitude of running a business. Sometimes business owners and professionals find that hard, and that's the support and the systems that we have after 25 years at this job. So those are things that we're going to be doing in the next few months. We're going to be producing online products that people can do from the cozy comfort of their own home if they want, and also we can hold their hand, support them, etc. So if that's you or a friend or a family member that's struggling with their little business, that they came to Tenerife or to Spain to enjoy life, okay, and all they've been encountering or you've been encountering is struggle, the solution is here for you, okay? And it costs a hell of a lot less than you going out of business. I always say that our job at TerraBiz and Client Marketing Solutions is to provide you with paperwork peace of mind and a business structure that will fulfill the dreams that you once had, okay? Not to get stuck in the rut of the same old, same old. So that's what we're here for. So if this is for you, connect with us either at info@terracondado.com or give us an old-fashioned phone call and we'll get together for a wee chat, as we say in the north of Ireland, because solutions are here for you. We provide solutions, loving, carefully planned out solutions. Well, that's what we're here for. All right, so we may not, I have many clients at the moment that we're doing this work for, and we don't do their tax accounts. We don't need to do your tax accounts. We don't need to do your payroll to help you with the struggles that you might have. Totally compatible. I'm not here to encroach on anyone's territory, so it's totally compatible with your current accountant. I have a lady came in the other day and she's been with her lovely accountant here in Tenerife South for more than 20 years, and I'm not encroaching on that relationship. I'm consolidating that relationship, helping her get the clarity and giving her the support, because I understand I'm a business owner first and foremost, as well as a tax accountant and legal advisor, but I'm a business owner and I understand the mindset and the fears and the struggles after 25 years of my own fears and struggles, and also helping other business owners and professionals to beat their way through. All right. So that's our newsletter for June. I hope you've enjoyed it. And next month we'll be doing another one. So I'm sending you much love. Have a great rest of June and we'll see you in July. Take care, guys. Bye.